unknown. While people are getting in, I'm gonna play this video and see how clear it plays. Y'all let me know if it's playing good or not. I hope you all are having a great evening.
Their game to the point where they actually prevented this assassination attempt.
And don't forget, this is why Trump said it at the debate last week. Watch this.
This is the one that weaponized, not me. She weaponized. I probably took a bullet to the head because of the things that they say about me. They talk about democracy. I'm a threat to democracy. They're the threat to democracy.
Chris.
Yeah. You know, people say the other side or the Dems say this is hyperbole. It's not hyperbole.
I mean, this is real life.
I'll play the rest of it later. I just want to see how many people get in and if my video was playing clear or not. And I hope you all are having a great evening. So come on in and let me know how you're doing. And I'll be rocking and rolling here in a sec. So we're going to get back to where we were before they, well, we can never go back to that before. But what the narrative was prior to this attempt, and we're not going to let them try to bury it like they did the other one. We're going to magnify. We're going to put information out there. We're going to drill down on facts. You'll notice in my thumbnail, I've got Disney's in deep, pre-indictments with a question mark. We're going to go over that. We're going to go over a lot of stuff that's been going on. And how do y'all like my thumbnail there? Something in common. I don't know if you all know what's in common. So who's the top one there? I can't read. It's hard to read. But Kim, I see Kim. I see Tracy. Who's the first one up there? Say hi to me again so I can see you. Gloria, Melinda, Terry. Dirt Biker, how you doing? Dirt Bike. David, Terry, let's say, I said hi, Terry. I'll say hi again, Terry. Koala, nice to see you. Benjamin. Okay, good. Let me see who that is up top. I don't know. Starts with a W. Hi, jet lag. How you doing? Damon's here. All right, nice to see you all. So, anyway, I've got some videos I'm going to play for you. Got some things to put on the screen for you all to consider. Memes are flying out about this creep that I got on my thumbnail there. They came up with a meme where he's with a famous crying lady when Trump first won the election. And, of course, I want to see if anybody knows what that freak and the other freak, here you go. How about that? Have in common, okay? Michael Crooks and this freak. What do they have in common? Oh, don't be discussing Debbie. See, I don't know. We got to think to ourselves. Now, I know these are dangerous situations. A lot of questions are coming up. Hard to believe that security could be so lackadaisical around a property as high profile as Mar-a-Lago. As I said, they have a thing called a sight view. Your sight view. You know, when you're on a mountaintop, you got a view. It's just a view. You can see everything. Ocean views the same way. You can look out and see everything. But when you're on lowlands, they call it a sight view. Namely, how far you can see before there's an obstruction like a glen or dale, a hill, or a tree line or bushes or something like that. What's your sight view? Hi, Gary. Ha ha. And your sight view around there. Now, Florida's pretty flat. Hi, Pappy. Nice to see you, Angela. Nice to see you, too. Haha, Terry's here. Let's see. So, anyway, it's pretty flat. Sidewalks going around there. And you got a pretty good sight view. That's what I was saying. stationing more people. Joe Biden had a video of him saying that the Secret Service needed more support. It's Congress, Congress got to give them more money. Never mind, they got about 3,000 agents. I mean, how hard is it to keep an eye on the damn bushes around a property like Mar-a-Lago? But something inside tells me they've got more about that fence line security than what they're showing now. How far it was from the residence is another thing. Most people would probably think there would be an infiltration into the residence. So Trump, of course, being out there in a course, he wouldn't be near the residence. So there's all kinds of questions popping up. Turns out he showed up. It appears. Hi, Alan. How you doing? It appears he showed up at like 1:30 in the morning. And he packed a lunch on top of the crap he had. The GoPro, the backpacks, the scope and rifle, on and on. He had a black plastic bag that he had food in. And I noticed something else when he got pulled over. I don't know if I got a picture of that. When he was sitting in his vehicle, I'll go through it and see. He had knee pads on. Did you all notice that when they pulled him over and was getting ready to yank him out of his vehicle? Yeah, I watched Mr. T on X. Yeah, I listened to him. Oh, Lindsey Graham canceled golfing? I never heard that. First I heard of it. There, Gary got it. Hi, Roland. How you doing? Gary got it. The thing they have in common, they were both in BlackRock commercials. These little celebrity assassins, apparently, that affiliate themselves with some pretty specious entities. So anyway, he was there at 1:30 in the morning, crawling around on the ground, staying very still, I'm sure, if anybody walked by. So he was in a nest, a sniper's nest. And here's the picture I told you all about last night. The clearest one I've seen so far. Trump safe after apparent assassination attempt. This is where I got it, NBC6, South Florida. I don't know how they enhanced that, but it was a good job. There you see the bags and the GoPro in the upper left is clipped to the fence. So he had time to do all that. And of course, his GUN is still poking through the fence. And you see he secured the top straps. And then you see that blue rope I was talking about last night tied around the base and pulling the bottom of the backpack up toward the fence. I guess to keep it from flying back and cracking him in the head. Hi, KNS Cleanup. How you doing? So I said I was going to try to find that and show it to you, and there you have it. That is a close-up, an enhanced picture of the creepy creeps sniper nest. And of course, they don't show the other stuff laying around there. I want to know if he fired the gun off or not. So I wasn't going to use this picture on my thumbnail, but here he is being a freak. Whoa. Being a freak. His neighbor said he was a freak. Who might argue with him? Said he was cuckoo. There he is. He's got a brand new vest on. He bragged that he's already been over to you, Crizzle. Here's a meme I put up, got like 100 likes and I don't know how many shares on Truth Social. That's my Mountain Man. It's at Mountain Man. Mountain Man says or Mountain Man speaks. But anyway, one thing that I put up from Juanita Broderick. Old, effeminate white liberals can't trust them. And Juanita says, Here, let me put this on Facebook. You know who Juanita Broderick was. She's the one who actually got SA'd by Joe, okay? And they covered it up. And she said this is what she envisions every time Tampon Tim when he makes an entrance. So that went around pretty good. But anyway, let me get back to the subject at hand. Anyway, the media is trying to downplay it. Here you go. Here's another one. You can put this on Facebook because let me tell you something. After Zuckerberg's admission, okay, of interfering with an election, they gotta give people free reign, you know, as long as it's not threatening. Democrats explaining how funding mobs in the street, accepting criminals into the country, raising taxes, and calling everyone a racist is going to magically fix America. Hi, Sherry. Yeah, it's awful looking in it. So put that one up on there on Facebook. We want to bomb Facebook. And another thing Trump has been asking over and over and over again, publicly in speeches, okay, telling the press they need to ask, where are the missing children? 325,000. And I'll pull up some posts from him. So you'll see I'm not trying to make things worse than they are. I'm telling it like it is. So anyway, with this attempt on Trump, Ron DeSantis, the state of Florida, Governor Ron DeSantis released a statement that the state will conduct its own investigation into what happened. The people deserve the truth about the would-be assassin and how he was able to get within 500 yards of the former president and current GOP nominee. So, yeah, you think about it. Okay, he was there for about 12 hours in the daggone bushes or very near. Nobody cued in on him. Nobody was wondering what his truck was doing there. 1:30, 2:30, 3:30, early morning. And he's got his knee pads that put him in creeping mode. He could have crawled around the perimeter. Who knows? And living out a fantasy and then picked his spot. So, you know, the layout of the golf course is, I'm sure, available. So, but how would you know which part of the course he would be playing? So, anyway, at Trump International Golf Club, the people deserve the truth about the would-be assassin. Okay, so we'll see what Ron DeSantis comes up with that. Here we get a little levity from media assures Americans that the real threat is the side that keeps getting shot at. Oh, that's the Babylon Bee. I've got some more stuff from them. Let me see. I know it's hard to look at that scrawny creep, but let me put something else up. Let me put something else up besides that. Hi, Em. How you doing? Miss Mindersue, how you doing? Angela. We got Angel. We got Angela. We're Raven's Wings. Nice to see you. So, let me see if I can find that report. Man, these things are tiny. But, you know, keep in mind while this stuff's going on, you had Cuomo being grilled on the record in Congress and Marjorie Taylor Greene and others putting in no uncertain terms his complicity in people losing their lives in nursing homes. That is a sleeper, okay? Not for us. I mean, we've been waiting for accountability for that loss of life, unnecessary loss of life. And as Trump said, they used CVID to interfere okay, to interfere with the election, which in itself is a separate crime. But when you knowingly put people in harm's way and they end up losing their lives, then you're guilty of something far worse. So that's ongoing. Here you go. If illegal aliens are voting, isn't that foreign interference in our elections? Yeah, there's election interference, which is illegal. And then you've got foreign interference, which is if you aid a much more serious charge. It's all serious. How you doing, Wayne? Hi, Bill. Oh, anywho, here we go. Somebody said, I love living in Ohio. Ohio sheriff tells residents to write down the addresses of people who have Harris signs in their yard so we know where to send illegals for a place to stay. Ha ha ha. What's his name? It doesn't say. An Ohio sheriff is telling the public to write down the addresses of Kamala Harris supporters so that those who oppose can send legal immigrants to the supporters of Harris. Yeah, that'd be great. Your new neighbors, your new friends. But anyway, this is another one to put on Meta or Facebook. Like I said, they've admitted to interference, so they can't keep this stuff quiet. Can't get rid of it anymore. In fact, it's not that there's no evidence the election was stolen, that no court had the guts to hear the evidence. They dismissed the cases, not the evidence. They refused to look at it because the price of getting involved was too high. This is how evil destroys a republic. So, let me get that small enough where you can get a screenshot. There you go. End the madness. Vote Trump 2024. And some of you who have been listening to NPC show, Frank, he's saying just what I've said a couple of times already, that the closer we get to election, channels are going to fall. Okay? So I'm trying to be careful, but they will be taking channels down. Libs of TikTok. Look here. Have you all heard this person's name before? David Plouffe. Senior advisor to the Kamala campaign. Let's see if he's got a pre-indictment written up. I'll go over those in a second. It is not enough to simply beat Trump. He must be destroyed thoroughly. His kind must not rise again. David Plouffe. Well, let's see if he's on the pre-indictment list. Here we go. 10 wars, 0 hitmen. 0 wars, 2 hitmen. Put that one on Meta. There you go. There you go. Let me get where you can take a picture of it. There. Let me see if I can still read the chats with that up. Yeah, I can read them pretty good. Yeah, we say that, month after month, Ravens, look for something to happen. But we have to be patient. Here, this falls in with the don't call me, okay, or don't call us, we'll call you. Joe Biden called at real Donald Trump after latest assassination attempt, but Donald Trump did not take the call. Yeah, he was hollering that at the press. He wouldn't take my call, Yeah. Anyway, Disney is being implicated. Well, they're elbow deep in this rigging the debates, okay? And by that, they're rigging the election. The whistleblower did put out a letter. They said the whistleblower was backing out, but the whistleblower also is disclosing that there are tapes that have been made of the discussions, and that the two moderators participated in a mock debate scenario where they practiced repeatedly how to trip Donald Trump on fact checking. And of course, since they knew the questions in advance, they knew what facts, like to call the mayor, okay, in Haiti. Next, Disney CEO called out on debate rigging charge, Trump versus Kamala. Well, she's the one who's real good friends with Kamala, right? She got called out. Variety put this up. Disney's Dana Walton responds to the claims that the presidential debate was biased due to her friendship with Kamala Harris. She said, I don't want to dignify it with much of a response. ABC News is the most professional organization with the most top-notch journalists. Yeah. So anyway, don't forget Elon Musk is suing Disney, okay? There's tapes that are going to be released talking about employees who they think supports Trump or is not on board with DEI that they have targeted and singled out for harsh treatment. That's going to be coming out, plus this interference with the election. That is right in line with the lawsuit that Elon Musk is doing with Gina Carrera. Okay, discrimination. So, yeah, keep playing around, Disney. See you in court. Trump put out this statement. Illegal migrants who are pouring into our country in record numbers are taking jobs away from Black and Hispanic people who have held them for years. It's devastating for the Black, Hispanic patriots of our nation. These jobs are not replaceable and never will be, because under Comrade Kamala Harris, the border will be wide open and there will always be more people coming in, many of them terrorists and criminals, than jobs available. Kamala is killing the Black and Hispanic heritage. She is killing their legacy and their rights. Register and vote for your all-time favorite president, me. November 5th will be the most important day in the history of our country. Make America great again. So, yeah, we got to keep putting out stuff like that. And along with this business of them blaming Trump, saying Trump needs to cool down the rhetoric. That's why he keeps getting shot at. Well, somebody twisted DeWine's ear. Remember I was talking yesterday where DeWine was saying, these are hardworking people, these Asians. And I don't know how much he was involved in this business saying that Trump supporters were calling in BOMB threats and all this stuff against Haitians. And I don't know who put these 12 characters, 12 guys that said they were Proud Boys. Okay? Excuse me while I have a sip of my coffee. You know, if they're innocent and going down there for a show, you know, to make a show of support, whatever, they're not the brightest bulb in the closet. 12 of them showed up walking down. They don't even know what street to go to, you know, walk around. But the news said Proud Boys are going to mess with the Haitians. And, of course, Proud Boys has been smeared over J and then 6. So that was a flash in a pan, but it was a media talking point. So that stuff's getting out of hand. So somebody gets a hold of DeWine and he comes out and makes a statement that the threats on Springfield are coming from abroad. MAGA has nothing to do with them. And I'll tell you what, he was talking that smack before the attempt on Trump. Okay? That the rhetoric is causing these people to be threatened. They deserve a quiet, peaceful life. They're hardworking people, blah, blah, blah. So somebody got a hold of him and said, you better get your rear end out there and straighten it out. Because, as we all know, if the mainstream media was reposting during Jesus' time, they would report local carpenter continues to spread disinformation deemed harmful by religious experts. So, here we go. Oh, I meant to take the other one down. In a brief moment of lucidity, Biden endorses Trump. So his brain does work sometimes. Let me put this one up. There we go. I like that better. I like that one better. So, here's this creep. Here you go. Is Gary still with us here? Cat Turd put this out. WTF. Vince Langman. Ryan Wesley Routh was in a BlackRock commercial, just like Thomas Matthew Crooks. I'm sure it's just a coincidence. You notice how I covered up Thomas Matthew Crooks' head on the picture there? Yeah. Whoa, I keep taking that one down by accident. I want to leave that one up for now. There we go. Yeah, that's how I covered his head up. I put a skull over it. Ha 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 ha. So, who's got a heavy shares in Disney? Okay. Who owns ABC? Okay. Who's the big scandal? You had the moderators come out and said, yes, we did rehearse. I think I've got something in here that says that they did set up Trump. Anyway, before I get into these the posts that Mr. T put out, naming names, I'm going to finish playing this video here, which is we talked about it the other day. Trump has said on more than one occasion, and even during the debate, that the reason he was SHOT was because of the rhetoric. He said it 3 times. Once during the debate and at least twice in his speeches. He's putting them on notice. They're the ones that are driving this violence. But anyway, I played this at the beginning of the broadcast, and it's got a lot more to go with it because it discredits the lies told by Muir, okay? And we're going to keep on discrediting these lies, and we're going to tell people who repeat them that they are uninformed and or ignorant. Okay, here we go.
Their game to the point where they actually prevented this assassination attempt.
And don't forget, this is why Trump said it at the debate last week. Watch this.
This is the one that weaponized, not me. She weaponized. I probably took a bullet to the head because of the things that they say about me. They talk about democracy. I'm a threat to democracy. They're the threat to democracy.
Chris.
Yeah, people say the other side or the Dems say this is hyperbole. It's not hyperbole. I mean, this is real life. He's going to have to go around in a bubble now.
That's right.
Because of this type of rhetoric if it keeps up.
And also real life is the violent crime that we're all watching. Violent crime has surged under the Biden-Harris administration, according to a new report from the Department of Justice. Total violent crime actually surged from 2020 and 2021. The data from 2023 shows there were more than 22 violent crimes per 1,000 people in the country. That's up from just 16 crimes per 1,000 people in 2020. And yet, at the debate, ABC host and moderator David Muir incorrectly fact-checking former President Trump when he pointed this out during the debate. Trump slammed Muir after the recent report. Watch this.
The premier statistical agency at the Department of Justice, the Bureau of Justice Statistics, released brand new data showing that since Kamala Harris took office, violent crime nationwide is up 40%, rape is up 42%, car theft is up 42%, robberies are up 67%, aggravated assaults are up much more than 55%, and violent crime with a weapon is up 56%. Violent attacks on strangers. So David Muir owes me an apology.
Yes, I agree. I agree 1,000%. He owes you an apology. And Yeah, media manipulation. Here's another neat little thing for everybody to watch right here about Kamala.
Turn your head on more of a slant. Now, make a fist. Slowly ease it up underneath your chin. This is looking really good. Okay, hold still right there. Now, just imagine you're weightless. You're in the middle of the ocean, surrounded by tiny little seahorses. That was one. I think that's
gonna come out very nicely. I hope things are playing clear. Yeah, we're deeply brainwashed. What are we going to do with them? But they have to go their own way. Okay, they keep mocking Ashley Babbitt. They keep mocking Corey Comparatori. You know, those are people that they'll have to find their own way. Okay, they're too disgusting to even try to converse with. Not worth conversing with. And if they pick up the pieces and see what's going on their own and come around and repent, the word repent just means change the way you look at things. So let me see here. Elon Musk. Now, this is something I wanted to address the other night when I thought I had a peaceful time to talk a little bit about our history. The publicly stated goal by most all leaders of the Democrat Party is to legalize the 15 million illegal immigrants as soon as possible. Well, it's 21 million now. This is an older post, as well as bring in tens of millions more, which is what they're doing. That would immediately make all swing states deep blue, just like what happened in California with the 1986 amnesty, turning America into a permanent one-party state. This is the last real election if Trump loses. He's referring to Reagan, okay, this was when they were gearing up Iran-Contra. Reagan won in 1984, 49 states. And they started gearing up Iran-Contra and putting pressure on him. I said I couldn't find the speech he gave where he said, never let this happen again, or there's going to be big trouble for this country. Well, they did it. What's this one here? Newsmax. Former advisor to Clinton's. I don't know who it was. I had his name yesterday and forgot it. To Clinton calls for probe of ABC News debate. Potential rigging election. Suspicion is high. A former advisor to Bill and Hillary Clinton wants ABC News to launch an internal investigation. Ain't gonna be internal. About whether there was an effort to rig the presidential debate in favor of Kamala Harris. Don't forget, with Disney also, there's money laundering concerns, big time money laundering. And who's in charge of international money laundering? Secret Service. You don't even allow your own campaign staffers to make decisions about their own bodies, Kamala Harris. Kamala Harris's campaign requires all staffers to have up-to-date COVID-19 vaccinations. Don't forget that. My body, my choice. Yeah, right. Here we have, are these pre-indictments? Let's take a look at some of the interesting names. Democrats' rhetoric inspired another attempt on President Trump's life. Yesterday, President Donald J. Trump was the target of a second assassination attempt in as many months. Thankfully, the would-be assassin was stopped by the heroic action of law enforcement. But make no mistake, this psycho was egged on by the rhetoric and lies that have come from Kamala Harris, Democrats, and their fake news allies for years. Democrats use increasingly incendiary rhetoric against President Trump in the days and weeks and months leading up to the 2 assassination attempts. They didn't even slow down. They minimized and denied the first one. A piece of glass hit him in the ear. It was staged. So the first name they got on there is Kamala Harris. Let me see. Is this the right one here? Let me blow these up. Yeah. They mentioned her 3 times. Kamala Harris repeatedly. Trump is a threat to her. Remember, fraud vitiates everything. If she's not really, if she got in there fraudulently, forget about that vice president title, okay? Trump is a threat to our democracy and our fundamental freedoms. It's on us to recognize the threat Trump poses. Does one of us have to come out alive? Ha, ha, ha. I'll play you that video. I got it off of Mark Dice, along with those 2 memes of Creepo taking his shirt off. Joe Biden, it's time to put Trump in a bullseye. Joe Biden, I mean this from the bottom of my heart. Trump is a threat to this nation. Joe Biden, this is one existential threat. It's Donald Trump. Joe Biden, Trump is a genuine threat to the nation. He's literally a threat to everything America stands for. Oh, boy. Joe Biden, Trump and MAGA Republicans are a threat to the very soul of this country. Joe Biden, Trump and the MAGA Republicans represent an extremism that threatens the very foundations of our republic. And that is a threat to this country. Now, remember, everything that he said has been played on YouTube. Everything I'm reading has been played through CNN, MSNBC, other creators. Tim Walz. Are Republicans a threat to democracy? Yes. Are they going to put people's lives in danger? Yes. Okay. Gwen Walz. Bye-bye, Donald Trump. Republican Representative Nancy Pelosi. I think I counted over 20 times representatives of Congress were mentioned. You know, I think this is mostly about state officials and government officials. But he does mention media. Nancy Pelosi, Trump is a threat to our democracy of the kind that we have not seen. Jasmine Crockett. MAGA in general, they are threats to us domestically. Representative Dan Goldman, he is destructive to our democracy and he has to be eliminated. Disgraced Harris staffer T.J. Ducklo, Trump is an existential, urgent threat to our democracy. Top Harris surrogate Liz Cheney, oh my. Trump represents a fundamental threat to the republic, and we are seeing it on a daily basis. Oh, who's next? Let's see if anybody we recognize. Or maybe we find somebody that they left out. I doubt that, though. They're on the ball with this stuff. They've got clips of it, plenty of documentation. And I'm wondering if they're not playing that, plus the Cuomo interview with members of Congress to streamline some tribunals. I certainly hope so. Eric Sorensen, representative. Look how many representatives there are. He's the greatest threat to law and order we have in our country. Representative Greg Landsman, the threat is not over. Representative Pat Ryan, Trump is an existential threat to our American democracy. Rick Wilson, the Lincoln Project. Remember Trump called them a bunch of preverts and lunatics? I wonder if George Conway's on here. If they're quiet about George Conway, that tells you he's in trouble. But anyway, they are still going to have to go out and put a B-U-L-L-E-T in Donald Trump. Woo. Former Harris Biden staffer Kate Bedingfield. Democrats should turn their fire on Donald Trump. Okay. That doesn't even include the dangerous rhetoric against President Trump spewed by deranged Democrats during the 2016 and 2020 elections. The impeachment hoaxes and the summer love. And I will mention something. I'll put in something real quick. When Biden was talking that the Secret Service needed Congress's help and all that, he said, thank God. And it's the first time I heard it come out of his mouth that President Trump is okay. That was from Biden. It's about time he used the title he's earned. Meanwhile, the deplorable commentary from Democrats and the fake news in the aftermath of the latest assassination attempt has been even worse. Representative Hakeem Jeffries. We must stop Trump. Rachel Vindman. That was not his sister, was his wife. I forgot. He got a mail order bride, I think from Yugoslavia or somewhere. But anyway, wife of disgraced impeachment quote, witness. No ears were harmed. Carry on with your Sunday afternoon. We read that last night. Representative Mike Sherrill. This really seems to be the confluence of two very bad things going on in the Republican Party. The attempts to divide, to enrage the population. I bet they're all reading this to see if their name is on it. State Representative Stephen Woodrow. The last thing America needed was sympathy for the devil. But here we are. Oh, that's nice. Lester Holt. NBC Nightly News. Today's apparent assassination attempt comes amid increasingly fierce rhetoric on the campaign trail. Mr. Trump, his running mate J.D. Vance, continue to make baseless claims. Stuff we see with our own eyes, they tell us is baseless. Isn't that something? So, we got another page here. I don't see Conway, but he's not an elected official, and he's not part of the media. So they might handle him a different way. I don't know. Representative Steve Cohen. Trump is an enemy of the United States. More representative, on down the line. Look at them all. Representative Maxine Waters. Are Trump supporters preparing a civil war against us? Republican Maxine Waters. I want to know about all those right-wing organizations that Trump is connected with who are training up in the hills somewhere. Are they going to play? And we all know about anyone, anywhere, anytime. You're not welcome. Remember that? Debbie Wasserman Schmutz. Trump is an existential threat to our democracy. Parroting 4 a.m. foreign influence talking points. Representative Adam Schiff. Trump is the gravest threat to our democracy. Representative Gregory Meeks. Trump cannot be president again. He's an existential threat to democracy. Representative Dan Goldman. Trump remains the greatest threat to our democracy. Walk, walk. Representative Jake Auchincloss. What unifies us as a party is knowing that Donald Trump is an existential threat to democracy. Boy, that's original. Representative Abigail Spanberger. I guess that's what she. Trump is a threat to our democracy. The threats to our democratic republic are real. Yeah, okay. Representative Ann Custer. Trump and his extreme right-wing followers pose an existential threat to our democracy. Representative Becca Balint. I've never heard of some of these people. We cannot underestimate the threat Trump poses to American democracy. Man, can they come up with something else? Jason Crow. Raul Grijlaba or something, I don't know what Senator Mike Bennett, all of them saying Trump is a threat to democracy or existential threat. Stacy Plaskett. Oh, yeah, I played that video plenty of times. He needs to be SHOT. She corrected herself real quick, but that doesn't mean she didn't say it. She's the one from the Virgin Islands. Shadow Senator, Representative, or what the hell she calls herself. Steve Horsford. Trump Republicans are a dangerous threat to our state. Gabe Vasquez. Remove the national threat from office. Representative Mike Levin. Donald Trump is a threat to our nation, our freedom, and our democracy. So this, what he put out, doesn't touch, especially the media freaks that are going around talking about. I think this was laid out for Congress, okay? Laid out for Congress. I think that they're all looking to see if their name was on there. Because we got to make sure this never happens again. And you can't have people inciting violence. Inciting violence is against the law anyway. We're not doing anything new. We're not enforcing any new laws. Here we go. I'm going to put this up. President Trump, no taxes on tips. No, on overtime. Boy, this is what really riled them up. They knew when Trump put that out there that they got a big hill to climb if they want to beat Donald J. Trump and MAGA. A big hill to climb. Here we go. Here's something that needs to be put out there to these idiots. I used to get upset when I was reading comments in live streams and stuff. They're so callous. But then I realized a lot of them are bots. They're just mechanical, babbling little machines that say the same thing. And I'm not getting an argument with a machine. But over the past year, I have seen, maybe I'm, I don't know, jaded, but I am seeing a reduction in the amount of people who are genuinely voicing nasty comments about Trump. You know, grassroots, I think that's drying up, okay? Your triggers are your responsibility. It isn't the world's obligation to tiptoe around you. Keep that in mind. Here's Mr. T again. This is stuff he was putting out just before the assassination. People are saying that Comrade Kamala Harris had the questions from fake news ABC. I would say it's very likely. The so-called, quote, anchors were a disgrace to modern-day journalism. David Muir should be ashamed of himself. Word is that they could have their credentials pulled as journalists, okay? As should Lindsay Davis, who I never heard of, but both were nasty and rude when they were making statements that they knew were false. As an example, the FBI said they didn't give all the information, which we just played Trump's rebuke of them, coming up with crime stats making me right, despite having to debate three people. Polls firmly state I won, and easily. I felt that also no politician should ever do a debate with ABC News. They have proven not worthy, and hopefully an investigation will be done as to whether or not they gave the debate questions to Comrade Kamala, whose best friend is a top ABC executive. We just saw her. I put her picture up and her quote. If she did give the questions to Kamala, ABC's license should be terminated. Not just those journalist credentials, but ABC, okay? Ever since everybody in the chats can remember, ABC was a news organization. Remember, Donna Brazile works for ABC, and she gave the questions to Hillary Clinton. And this was the day before, or the Friday before, the attempt, the second attempt. Who won the debate? Kamala 15%, Trump 85%. Leading report, who won the debate? Trump 90%, Harris 10%. I mean, these are different organizations on different areas of the internet. You know, it's pretty consistent. Elon Musk. Since a lot of people have asked, here goes a super unscientific poll. Who will you vote for? You got to say he's got the largest reach. Trump 73.2, Kamala 26.8. So we got at least 26% are idiots. But hopefully they'll improve. And we'll get it down to a number that we can hopefully manage. Here you go. This was the stuff going around. Excuse me, I had a sneeze. Wow. I thought, I'm not allergic to pollen. I guess it's because it's getting a little chilly out. Chicago hot dogs. Chicago, New York, Miami, or Springfield hot dog. Put that on. We got to get that back up again. We're not going to let them get away with that lie that it's not a problem. Because, well, I've been about the voodoo. It's alive and well in Haiti. It's been that way for hundreds of years. And they left because of the cannibals. Here you go. DoorDash, they have a special. DoorDash special in Ohio. A little fat cat. Free delivery. Thank you, Angela. Kim, thank you. It snuck up on me. I didn't have time to hit the mute button. You know how that goes. Here we go. And this is something the New York Post put out just before Donald Trump was accosted and they attempted to take his life. Tim Walsh's wife, Gwen, she said she kept the windows open during George Floyd riots to smell the burning tires. Yeah, we got to remind people it's a very serious situation. Did I already read this one? Oh. Here we go. Massive news. This is where the crime data was put out, showing I was absolutely and completely right at the debate. In fact, data is even worse than we could have ever imagined compared to 2020. Violent crime, up 40%. RAPE, 42%. Aggravated assault, 55%. Crime with a weapon, 56%. Attacks on strangers, 61%. Car thefts, 42%. And the most serious forms of violent crime are up 55%. Our cities are under siege, and this does not include the migrant crime and migrant are in an APE spree that has overtaken our cities in recent months. Kamala crime is destroying America, and gangs are taking over. What's this one here? Oh, Marianne Williams. Continuing to dump on Trump because of the eating cats issue will create a blowback on November 5th. Haitian voodoo is in fact real. And to dismiss the story out of hand rather than listen to the citizens of Springfield, Ohio, confirms in many minds, the minds of many voters, the stereotypes of Democrats as smug elite jerks who think they're too smart to listen to anyone outside their own silo. Smug elite jerks. Now, did I get that picture of that idiot sitting in the truck? Speaking of a smug elite jerk, when they caught him sitting in that truck, I don't think I put that one up. I don't think I put it in my studio. Here's a picture of him right here. Look familiar? There you go. Yeah. I think there's There's something going on there. Genetic. Oh, Gary, boom, boom. Let me see if I can see my notifications. Well, you gave me a notification, Gary. I appreciate it. And everybody else that went to buy me a coffee. Mike and Bev went earlier in the week. And, of course, Gary's been there, and Angela and Lone Wolf. The last couple weeks, it's been Miss Bender Sue, Tennessee, Sandy, Pappy Two Bears, Negan. But I have to see what in the world to get my notifications here. Yeah, it's a match made in hell. But you see, there's some kind of something in common there. Here he is. Here's a picture. You talk about an arrogant, smug piece of you-know-what. This is when cops get in trouble. When you see a face like this that did something as serious as he did, I got to watch what I say. But that's when cops SLA and then P somebody, okay? Just give them, pimp slap them, you know? But there is what I'm talking about. The knee pads. See him on in the lower right-hand corner? He's wearing knee pads. He didn't have time to take them off. He tried to get his backside back to North Carolina. I am disappointed to find out, though, that these new stickers that they put on license plates can pinpoint you and follow you while you drive. Every single vehicle is going to have it. Okay? In this case, it was good, but hey, this is the law. Richard, are you still out there? You were asking me about this last night. Found an amusing little law. Illegal Immigration Reform and Responsibility Act. I put this on Dan Scavino's Truth. I said, is this just a meme or what is this? I didn't have time to research it. Having a sip of my coffee. But, hey, you know, with Goggle, I got to watch this kind of stuff, you know, myself personally. Y'all probably don't. But anyway, the Illegal Immigration Reform and Responsibility Act of 1996, not repealed. Non-citizens who vote must be deported. Must be. I would have put an amazing little law instead of an amusing little law. So let's see how they react to that. Here we go, Kamala. What's going on, Kamala? Uh-oh. She's safe and stable. She's in stable condition after attempted interview. Oh my goodness. Such a horror. Look at this kind of crap they put out. Cincinnati.com. Put it on the website, and I'll show you where they put it out. Published it in a paper also. Trump brings these assassination attempts on himself. When Donald Trump continues to lie about losing the 2020 election, and legal immigrants in Springfield. You see? Anyway, he brings the crazies out, and one of those crazies tried to SHOOT him. Yeah, the crazies have been out. Okay? They've been out, and they're publishing newspapers, and they're all on broadcasts, and they're on the internet. James Wood. We have two candidates campaigning for the President of the United States. The Secret Service employs 3,200 special agents, 1,300 uniformed division officers, and 2,000 others. That is 6,500. I'm just adding that up. And yet, 2 armed assassins have been within a few hundred yards of one of these candidates. Yeah. Here's Forehead. I just call him Forehead. Lester Holt. Other people call him. Democrats accuse Trump of inciting further violence by not dying. Put these on Facebook. You can come back to and pause the video and get a clean shot at it. I mean, therefore I am. An American trucker was threatened with a GUN and forced to pay a Venezuelan gang to park at a truck stop on American soil, while those who refused to pay faced consequences. These are the repercussions of putting Kamala in charge of our border. They probably beat him up or robbed him or drug him out of the truck. Who knows? Here's Cincinnati. I guess they put this on the Inquirer, another paper out of Cincinnati. Cincinnati newspaper published this. Opinion. There's no place in politics for violence. That said, Donald Trump brings a lot of this stuff on himself. What a Washington Post. Boy, now you know they've got quotes, headlines in the past. If Trump was to put a document out like he did about the representatives, okay, it'd be like my friend Chucky the Check. You could drop the paper and it would fall down to the floor and have plenty of more paper to roll out across the floor. Another chance for Trump to frame Democrats as dangerous has emerged. Trump world. Well, Trump world, okay, we'll see about Trump world. Trump world is eager to have Americans blame his opponent's rhetoric for the assassination attempts, both to nullify their arguments. They're not arguments, they're flipping freaking lies. And we prove it all the time. And to cast Trump as a victim. He is a damn victim, you idiot. So, where are the 300,000 children? Here, Trump world for you, right here. This was just before the attempt. Donald Trump, might as well say 51% instead of 50.9. Kamala Harris, 48. That's Trump world, okay? Which world are you in, creep? Let me see where I was before I got upset. There you go. Here's another one for Meta. That guy, let me blow this up so you can see it. This is his pickup truck parked outside at his house in North Carolina. And the other thing, how does this guy end up living in Hawaii? Okay. They said his girlfriend had a place out there, but he moved his family, and his son has got a beard. I guess he's about 30 years old or so. He said he hates Trump like every reasonable person should. Can you imagine what idiocy it takes to say on national news that every rational person should hate Trump? What an idiot. But anyway, there's a Biden-Harris bumper sticker on his truck. But where's he getting this money from? Money and information. But no, the Democrats, they don't want to see that. But they're happy with the suspect arrested in relationship to shooting at Trump's golf course. Shooting at Trump's golf course. Tried to assassinate Trump. They weren't shooting at the golf course. In Florida on Sunday has been identified as Ryan Ralph, a 50-year-old man with unclear political ideology. I saw a lot of people putting in the chats that he was a Republican. Another damn lie. A criminal record, a long criminal record. And a history of praising Iran and supporting Ukraine and Palestine and the usual horse shit talking point. Oh, I'm sorry about that. Talking points from CNN. Leftists have seen a place for political violence since the French Revolution. Remember, I was discussing the French Revolution and Monsieur Genet in my earlier broadcasts. Well, this is the video where they all say stuff like, as long as there's injustice, there should be violence in the streets, and when's the last time an actor assassinated a president, and all that kind of stuff. That video I played I don't know how many times. And here's CNN. This is the kind of crap they put out. Sky News Australia talking about CNN. CNN and MSNBC blasted for bizarre reaction. That's a nice way to put it. To second Trump. It wasn't bizarre. It was calculated, meant to minimize. Here's somebody that's not minimizing anything. Dan Scavino. You can read that. You're so full of SH and that's it. This was yesterday. You're not glad he's safe. It's your rhetoric that caused this again. Vice President Kamala Harris. I have been briefed on reports of gunshots fired near former President Trump and his property in Florida. And his property. He was shooting at the property. And I'm glad he is safe. Violence has no place in America. Well, let's see about that. If she got briefed, she knew it was an assassination attempt, not somebody shooting at Trump's property. Yeah, here's what I got from Mark Dice right here when she was on the Ellen DeGenerate show. Right here. Y'all ought to subscribe to Mark Dice.
Compassion that she was joking about killing Donald Trump on the Ellen show, the Ellen DeGenerate show.
If you had to be stuck in an elevator with either President Trump, Mike Pence, or Jeff Sessions, who would it be?
Does one of us have to come out alive?
Yeah, and behind Kamala is a replica of the Epstein temple, right? The blue and white stripes is part of that mural in the Ellen the DeGenerate show. Don Lemon is, I hope he's gone. Hi, Christina. Nice to see you. Nice to see you. And let's see. So anyway, I figured I'd play that since she put out her heartfelt wishes for Donald Trump. This is the kind of crap. This was going on. This was Friday the 13th. Tolerant left. This is from End Wokeness. Trump hay display gets burned to the ground on private farm in Alabama. If any right or conservative person did that to a Obama display or anything like that, you'd never hear the end of it. They'd have reporters out there standing in the middle of the ashes. But it happens every day. I remember when they first started tearing down signs. Just brazenly taking them out of people's yards was the first time Obama ran. You never saw people doing that. What's this? Let me see what this is. Let's see. Oh, Brazil's Supreme Court. Justice Alexandra de Moraes, a.k.a. Egghead, lifted blockages previously imposed on Starlink and X accounts after ordering the transfer of 18.35 million reals, 3.3 million, from the accounts to the country's national coffers. The court deemed that the amount transferred to Brazil's coffers reached the total X owed the country in fines, which has been imposed amid a feud between billionaire Elon Musk and Moraes. So what did Elon say about that? He had something to say about it. No, it doesn't say anything. But anyway, he'll listen, Brazil's day is coming. Brazil's day is coming. We're not going to have this kind. The Monroe Doctrine, okay? The Monroe Doctrine. Trump's going to revive it. What's this one? Oh my God. So this guy is trying to unalive Trump, who's saying he wants peace, he wants to put that war to bed. Okay? So he wants to go unalive Trump and claims he's for Ukraine. Get a load of this report. In brothels in Germany, Berlin, Germany, almost 50% of the tootie toots are from Ukraine, Welt reports. Apparently, this is the future of Ukrainian people now. Cannon fodder in the East and prostitutio in the West. Welt magazine reports, there are now about 50% of Ukrainian women in brothels. Okay? Uma Sustman wrote that article. So, yeah, you jerk. You're really helping, trying to whip up support to go down to Ukraine. Have 18, 19-year-olds, get them to go down there for, you get $8,000 a month, $9,000 a month. Yeah. After they shovel you out of a foxhole and put you in a box and send you back to your parents, you're not going to see that money. Look at this jerk. Aaron Rupar, okay? Now, he's not a representative or anything. These are straight up, and then he uses that last name of Adolf, straight up talking points. John Cryer posted Aaron Rupar. The jerk is John Cryer. Posting Trump's talking points. Trump, I'm angry about young American girls being raped, okay, and sodomized and murdered by savage criminal aliens. No, it's the truth. He posted this. 9/13, Friday the 13th. That's the kind of rhetoric they're pumping out. And here's a blast from the past to remind everybody, New York Times. Michael Powell, are protests unsafe? What experts say may depend on who's protesting what. Yeah, you have Republicans go march and wave their hands and sing songs, and they end up in jail for 3 years. You have the loony left level a city, and nothing happens to them. Just in, illegal immigrant arrested for red rum after a family of 4 was found DEAD in their burning home in Irondequoit, New York. Now listen, remember that girl I played, Amanda, and she flipped her hair over and she was talking about how wonderful Kamala was? I had another clip I could have got where she was saying, I'm afraid to send my kids to school. We need to ban guns because everything happening in schools, even though 90% of them are from dysphoric people who don't know their gender, okay? But anyway, how about going to bed at night, Amanda? How about your kids going to bed at night? Julio Cesar Pimentel Soriano, who was wanted in the Dominican Republic for red rum in 2019, was arrested. 2 toddlers and parents, Frame Ubaldo and I can't say his name, Moreno Santiago, were allegedly unalived by the immigrant. This was a horrific scene. In almost 32 years of doing this job, I have never seen anything like it. Police Chief Scott Peters. This is Labor Day. It's supposed to be a joyous day spending time with your family. This family doesn't have this anymore. Half of this family is gone in an instant. So think about that, Amanda. And she also was bragging about how she got checks for her kids. Not a lot of you know about it, but I got stimulus checks just for my children. That's how great Kamala and Joe Biden are. Well, how about this? How about this? This is what it's going to come down to. China passes law raising retirement age for the first time in 70 years amid a shrinking population. And there you got some old guy hanging onto a monkey bar, I guess, doing some kind of physical test. What did they raise it to? From 102 to, 106 before you can retire? And reduce your, 2 bowls of rice down to 1.5? No, they give you social credits. I'm sorry. That was unfair of me to say bowls of rice. New York Post. Did you all see Tim Walsh when he came up and gave a speech with his wife? He looked like he rolled down a 50-foot hill and somebody peed in his face. I mean, he looked awful. And he used the word prostitute instead of prosecute when he was talking about Kamala Harris. Did you all see that? New York Post put out just before Trump got it. Walsh no help for Harris in Minnesota as independents break Trump's way. Do I have a map? It's looking bad. Where is? I didn't get a copy of the map. It's looking bad for them. I'll put it that way. Don't worry about these screwball pollsters push polling. Remember, Trump said that push polling is illegal. It's breaking the law. Now here's a nice meme you can put up on Meta. Donald, you have protected my kind. I hereby name you honorary feline and grant you 9 lives. Here we go. Not only did Tim Walsh not help, Taylor Swift endorsement turns more voters from Kamala Harris than it attracts. A poll. And then somebody came up with this nice little meme right here. Taylor Swift special. 2 bony thighs, 2 small breasts, and a left wing. $8.95. Well, in Kamala's economy, it probably costs a lot more than that. Here's the another video that came out. Disney admits fixing the debate. Disney whistleblower testimony arrives. Secret audio. So, and there's that chick on the right. She was wearing earrings that I am saying are very sus. She was probably hearing fact checks through her earrings. And I wonder if Muir was wearing earrings. I don't know what to think nowadays. Here we got 2 things from Poso and Donald Trump Jr. Where did this guy get the AK-47 if he was a convicted felon? Did he bring it back from Ukraine? That's a good question. He probably did. Donald Trump Jr. You know what's getting really old? Having to have a conversation with my 5 young children about radical leftists trying to kill their grandfather. No person should have to have to do this in America or anywhere else. And then I had to have that conversation 5 times again yesterday. I mean, I don't know what grown adult would want to be known as a Swiftie or align themselves with these kind of freaks right here. What adult would want to align themselves with this kind of trash? Speaking of you, Crizzle, Venezuela says it had, no, this is Venezuela, not you, Crizzle. But anyway, I was talking about mercenaries, this guy being a mercenary, and I said, soldiering is a profession. Remember that? Venezuela says it has detained 6 foreign nationals on suspicion of plotting to assassinate Nicolas Maduro. Among those detained are 3 Americans. I don't know if you know any of them. David Estrell, Aaron Barrett Logan, William Joseph Castaneda Gomez, who is said to have been an active duty member of U.S. Navy's NSW Special Forces. Also detained are Spanish citizens Jose Maria Basoa Valdovinos and Andres Martinez Adasami, okay, I guess, and a Czechoslovakian citizen named Jan Darmovzal. So, I don't know. This is the only pictures they put up. I don't know how many of them are. But we got American citizens, okay? There's their clips they had. They were all ready to go. I guarantee they had AK-47s too. Those things are all over Hell's Half Acre. AK-47s. They're expensive though. So I don't know if you see anybody familiar in that mob, but they're going to be some miserable people. Les Miserables. What's this? Oh, get ready for this, folks. Pictures in the sky. Something that eyewitness called a, quote, huge UFO with a lot of lights was recently filmed near an American nuclear base in Montana. Writes the Daily Mail. Congress will hold another public hearing on UFOs in the coming weeks. You see how people over in the East reacted with laughy faces, clown faces, yawning, unicorns. So that stuff's going to start coming out. What was that one report? There's some kind of bug, a new bug. Here, right here, worry about this now. New York Post put this out. New species of horror wasp was discovered in the U.S. We didn't think it was real, scientists admit. And there it is. That's something probably from Ecuador. Or it looks to me like it's ended its life because it's releasing a larvae and somebody stepped on it. You know, that's why you can't tell what it is. How about that? There you go. Don't worry, your vote's in the mail. Union for Postal Workers who will handle ballots endorses Kamala Harris. Don't worry about anything, folks. It's all legit. Don't let them spread that misinformation again. Here's something else we got to worry about. All these hundreds of years, did you know that cows are dangerous? They weigh an average of 620 kilograms, 98 stone. World News, the hell and horror of cow attacks. Just another reason to try to get rid of them. I told my husband to leave me to die. Cattle are the most common cause of death in the UK farming industry. How the hell's that? They sit on you while you're milking them? With some figures suggesting cows kill more people than dogs. So what can you do if the herd approaches? Some figures, we'll tell people to get rid of their dogs because the chance is more. Well, you get rid of all the beef, you'll end up eating something like this. Okay, so we don't got much choice. The way you freaks are framing things. Here is a little diagram, but it's partial. It's partial. We can probably go from memory to expand this. But remember, Trump was talking about a web, not a tangled web now. It wasn't a tangled web. It was an intricate web. Okay, that's not tangled. That's intricate. Anthony Blinken, U.S. Secretary of State, stepson of Samuel Pizarro, a lawyer and confidant. I cut that off. Confidant of some damn bite. Confidant of Robert Maxwell, Ghislaine Maxwell's father, who was a Mossad agent, and he passed away under suspicious circumstances, drowned off his yacht. He pulled a Natalie Wood, father of Ghislaine Maxwell, Mossad agent, but she's in jail for 40 years, who was an accomplice of Jeffrey Epstein, Mossad agent. Well, we can expand this out. Anthony Blinken, parents were best friends of George Soros and even named a hotel after them in Hungary. Okay? That's right, Lori. Cows run like crazy over the dumbest things. We used to go in the middle of the night. You could push them over while they were sleeping. You go and run into them real hard, bam, and they'd fall sideways. They're cows, they're dumb. Here, I didn't get a chance to look to see if this was actually posted by Mr. T, because the one he put up that said 0 and 2 was not a real post. This is where he put up the hashtag mark, and everybody was saying, which is true, that it's a computer symbol denoting checkmate. And if you put a number behind the hashtag, 5, 3, 10, that means how many moves are left in the game before there's a checkmate. And he put this up the day before the attempt, or 2 days, 1 or 2 days before the attempt. President Trump, in case you don't want to write about it, we have under this administration 320,000 migrant children are missing. Many of them are DEAD. Many of them are S3X slaves. What about it, Kamala? Answer. Oh, boy, this is going to be a SH and that's it storm coming. Why is NASDAQ halting the sale of DJT? What do they have to do with this? They've done it twice today. What's going on? Are they taking orders from the SEC? This was just before the attempt. Are they taking orders from the SEC, which for political reasons delayed us for an inordinate amount of time? Remember that? And I put up the connections between Gary Gensler, who runs the SEC, and Peter Strzok. Remember him? Peter Strzok's, was it his sister-in-law? Or it might be his sister. I'm not sure. But they're connected somehow, okay? Peter Strzok, who said, we will stop him. We have an insurance policy. Remember? I put these two pictures up. I said, when you think of, whoa, my studio is full. My studio is full. or my board, what I'm putting on the board. 1, 2, wait a second. I should be able to put something else up. Here we go. When I put up this picture, I said, think of this. Okay? We will stop him. So anyway, here, good measure. I know it, you know it, everybody knows. Put this on Facebook. I know it, you know it, and everybody knows it. That's my new saying. But anyway, I'm going to hold NASDAQ and maybe the SEC liable for what they are doing. If they do it again, we will move the stock to the New York Stock Exchange. It's my intention to own this stock for a long period of time. In my opinion, it is the real voice of America, but it is definitely my voice, and it will be for a long time to come. So they are screwing with him, and yeah, it's going to be a big lawsuit. Here, what's this? I'm going a long time tonight. Oh, this was encouraging. The American Hindu Coalition Georgia chapter. The Make America Great movement has always been characterized by the principles of strength through unity by welcoming Americans from all walks of life. These are Hindus, regardless of their ethnic, cultural, or religious backgrounds. So if anybody wants to say anything about Trump, listen to the Hindus. There's no place for hate or division. In our pursuit of making America great again, we will continue to move forward together, standing united in our goal to build a strong, secure, and prosperous America for all of our citizens. And we will never be deterred by those who seek to sow discord among us or divide us from within. Again, before the attempt. Before the attempt. Ukrainian authorities have handed over, just a reminder, to the United States and Britain, a list of potential targets in Russia for strikes with Western weapons, Reuters reported. It is not specified when this list was handed over. Among the targets are military command and control centers, fuel and weapons depots. People like that freak that tried to take out Trump love this kind of crap. Kamala Harris wins this war, wins this election. There will be war with Russia, Trump said. According to him, the Democrat candidate wants to bring back military conscription in the United States. When you vote for Harris, you're voting for war with Russia. Does anybody want war with Russia? If that's what it takes, we'll do it. But we'd rather not have to. She wants to bring back the draft. Draft your children and send them to war. That should never have happened. The Republicans said at a rally in Las Vegas. Well, just by the fact that Britain gave permission, they had to wait for the U.S., but Britain gave their permission to use Storm Shadow, long-range missiles. Then it was withdrawn by the United States. Russia says we'll respond to the U.S. and Britain withdrawing permission to fire long-range missiles at Russian territory in a way that will, quote, make them suffer. So in other words, you're going to get it anyway. No, it could be economic, all right? It could be talking about Britain and that character in Germany that's pushing war. I don't know. But they said it, they gave permission, and even if they withdrew it, they're still going to pay a price. Orban vows more diplomatic surprises after a visit to Moscow. And you've heard Trump, he mentioned Viktor Orban again. He mentions him almost every speech. Orban promises new diplomatic surprises. Bloomberg reports after his visit to Moscow, Hungarian Prime Minister has spoken of possible unexpected diplomatic initiatives after visiting Moscow as part of his, quote, peacekeeping mission at the start of Hungary's EU presidency. So he's going to be president of the European Union. We will continue to have unexpected initiatives, each of which will bring us one step closer to peace. Well, unexpected. I wonder what that could be. So, let me see how everybody's doing in the chats. Yeah, England's surrounded by subs. They sent one out there to shadow a sub. I'm sure they couldn't keep up with it. Yeah, the Crown. London Bridge falling down. Let me put somebody's picture up I want to put bombs off in front of. Here, I'll put this back up. Let me take Trump down. I want to set some bombs off. Ha ha ha. Oh, I'm not supposed to say that word. Here we go. Now let me put up, there you go. A couple of freaks. I don't see how people can justify. But anyway, let me see. I'm almost, for everybody that kicked in to buy me a coffee, I appreciate it. Let's see what I can get going. Boom. Fireworks. Pow. Pow. I want to set a bomb off. Here we go. Boom. Let's try it again. Boom. I want to hit Tim Walsh right in his fat belly. Pow. Yeah. Pow. One more. Pow. Oh, man. I want to get one of these. Boom. Here. There we go. All right. Thank you, Gary. Oh, I got two of them showing up. Pow. Pow. Boom. So anyway, appreciate everybody going to buy me a coffee. Gary helping sponsor the program, and everybody else that's helped out. Ha ha, blinded Roland. Ha ha ha, tip on Tim, pow, pow, pow. Miss Menderson said. Ha ha ha. So anyway, let me put something else up. It's just that, you know, unless you got Mr. T up there or these people are so unattractive. All of them. Let me see. Oh man, what can you do? I mean, they're horrible looking. I don't even want to put Taylor Swift up there. Kamala's ugly as hell. What I got up there? Oh my gosh. I got Tim Walsh in his bikini. Let me see. I don't know. They're horrible looking. Speaking of horrible, Newsmax talking about the Pope hitting Trump on immigration and Harris on abortion. Pope Francis said that voters should choose their, quote, lesser evil when it comes to candidates who are both against life. Hey, just because they can't come in and live in our country doesn't mean we're against life, okay? I'd rather be tough on immigration than lackadaisical on abortion. And Pope Francis, please read, ain't that something I just finished talking about the other day? Nimrod, all right? And the Tower of Babel. By God's decree, each nation shall have their own language and culture. Because when men get together and speak the same language, they come up with dopey designs. And they tend to challenge and or mock God. So I wish I had something put up cheerful. But these people, Here we go. Here's a little some Pope John Paul, since you want to talk about immigration. Here's something you need to watch.
Democrat open borders plan trench single-party rule explained in under 2 minutes. 1. Flood the country with untold millions of illegals by land, sea, and air from all over the world, enough to eclipse the populations of 36 individual U.S. states so far. 2. Prioritize the needs of these millions of non-citizens over the needs of the American citizen, with free flights, buses, hotels, meals, and phones, ensuring their loyalty to the political party that imported them. 3. Keep them in the country at all costs, even when they commit violent crime like murder and rape. Attack the language used to describe the criminals, as opposed to the criminals themselves. Slander critics as racist. 4. Ensure their privileges are made irrevocable with city and state sanctuary laws that act as population magnets. Codify permanent status and ensure non-cooperation with ICE. 5. Count the non-citizens in the census that will determine congressional apportionment in the House of Representatives. As of now, that would equal 13 extra congressional districts, a tremendous amount of electoral power. 6. Wage a massive, heavily funded lawfare campaign to change state voting laws that legalize mass mail-in ballots, no signature verification, and no proof of citizenship requirements, making it nearly impossible to prove voter fraud. 7. Lock in the permanent voting majority with campaign promises of lavish benefits and permanent privileges, enshrining generational fealty to the Democrat Party. 8. Win elections. 9. Entrenched single-party rule has been achieved. The best part? Your tax dollars are paying for it.
You got that right. Tax dollars are paying for it. Well, folks, I appreciate you spending your precious time with me. I got one more video I'm going to play, and it's the last word. This is why they went to desperado mode right here. This desperation mode. The second miss, okay, is because Trump got the last word in and it was being played all over the internet, and I'm going to keep playing it. Okay, folks, so again, thank you for spending your precious time with me. Like, share, and subscribe. Hit the notification bell so you know when I go live. You all have a great night, and I'll be seeing you soon. This is Mountain Man, over and out.
So she just started by saying she's going to do this, she's going to do that, she's going to do all these wonderful things. Why hasn't she done it? She's been there for 3.5 years. They've had 3.5 years to fix the border. They've had 3.5 years to create jobs and all the things we talked about. Why hasn't she done it? She should leave right now, go down to that beautiful White House, go to the Capitol, get everyone together and do the things you want to do, but you haven't done it, and you won't do it because you believe in things that the American people don't believe in. You believe in things like we're not going to frack. We're not going to take fossil fuel. We're not going to do things that are going to make this country strong, whether you like it or not. Germany tried that, and within 1 year, they were back to building normal energy plants. We're not ready for it. We can't sacrifice our country for the sake of bad vision. But I just ask one simple question. Why didn't she do